bank accounts, and your Social Security, including retirement, disability, SSDI, survivors, SSI, and VA beneficiaries in 2024. I have all the details and exactly what you need to know right here in the video. Let's get right into it. I know in this video, I do want to focus on fixed income beneficiaries who do receive benefits administered by the Social Security Administration, which as of right now is well over 71 million beneficiaries, rapidly approaching 72 million people all across the country that do receive checks on a monthly basis. And again, this also does encompass the fixed income beneficiaries I mentioned at the beginning of the video. Well, in this video, I also do want to give some attention to some questions and concerns that I've seen down below in the comment section and some emails that I've received from some of you here in the community reaching out, asking what is going on right now and asking for clarification on bank accounts and, of course, those fixed income benefits I mentioned earlier. We've got a lot to talk about, and again, if you've been watching the videos here on the channel for a while now, you know that things out there right now are not going all that well, which is what I want to clarify because this is one of the major concerns that I've seen showing up, again, down below in the comment section from those of you here in the community. We've got a lot to talk about here in the video. Let's get into it and buzz through all the details. Really fast before we do, thanks for joining me. If you have not done so yet, make sure to do yourself a huge favor and hit that subscribe button down below as things are changing very rapidly right now. It is a very, very busy time. A lot of things are happening, and again, I'm here for you, right by your side every single day as your one and only daily advocate, doing all the research every single day, boiling it all down into these short videos and delivering them to you a couple times throughout the day so you can stay posted on what's actually going on and anything popping up you can possibly grab and or take advantage of, like money, benefits, raises to benefits, checks, programs, stimulus checks, anything else like that. A lot of things are happening right now, and it is going to be a very, very busy year, and all eyes are going to be on fixed income beneficiaries. I guarantee it. Either way, subscribe down below. Thanks again. Truly appreciate it. Let's get into it and talk about the details and the concerns that I've seen from many of you here in the community. Let me clarify what's happening here. All right. So we've got a lot to talk about. And again, I just want to clarify this and shake out all the details that I've been seeing again in the comment section. All right. So here's what's going on. And again, why I said bank accounts at the beginning of the video. So many people here in the community, and again, fixed income beneficiaries who are maybe out there who have not discovered the channel yet. Hopefully they will relatively soon because there's a lot of things that will be happening this year. And again, I want to make this very clear. 2024 is going to be 100% focused on fixed income beneficiaries. Maybe as of right now, you're thinking, I don't really know about that. I guarantee it. Here's why. Really quickly, we know what's going on in November, right? Well, leading up to that, we know that fixed income beneficiaries represent a huge percentage of the population, and they also show up to vote in huge numbers. Do you think that's going to play a big role? Yeah, it's going to. Anyway, I don't want to talk about that too much as I've discussed it before in other videos, but let me talk about what this all means here. All right, so we know that the economic picture right now, and again, I don't want to turn this into an economic lesson, but at the end of the day, I kind of still need to talk about it in the form of an economic lesson a little bit. I'll try to tread lightly here a little bit, okay? I know many of you here in the community may not really care about economics and stuff like that, but let me just explain this really quickly because it's all going to tie into the exact point that I'm trying to make here in this video. All right, so we know the economic picture. Is it rosy and peachy right now? No, it's not. It is not good, okay? The economy over the last couple months here is not very good, okay? It is on pretty shaky ground here, even though we continue to hear all these people out there and the economic reports that come out and say, oh no, everything's fine, everybody. Don't worry, just don't pay attention and we promise everything will be fine. Nope, they're trying to hide stuff here from us. Here's what's going on. The economy is not doing great, okay? We've been seeing all these economic numbers collapsing here over the last several months, and we're starting to see a lot of different things that are happening, okay? A lot of affordability issues. Now, what do I mean by that? Inflation has basically taken every last dollar from every last person across the entire country. Now, this has happened a while ago where basically all the savings of the American people has been depleted, and therefore nobody has any money right now. We are at record highs of credit card debt across the country. Nobody can basically afford rent anymore. Nobody can afford a house anymore. Why do you think the real estate market is just doing nothing and interest rates on everything are through the roof? Because the Federal Reserve is jacking everything up, trying to make it basically unaffordable to reduce inflation. And again, this is kind of all coming forward here, kind of wrap it all together. So the concerns that I've been seeing down below in the comments section and people reaching out to me through email are asking, Okay, so I receive benefits from Social Security, fill in the blank on the type of benefit. It could be retirement, it could be SSDI, it could be SSI, spousal, survivors. Again, the list goes on and on. VA benefits. And people have been asking, okay, I get my benefits deposited into a bank account. We've heard the financial situation. Banks are going to be collapsing. We've already seen closures of multiple banks, regional banks, some large banks. In fact, in early 2023, we had a number of bigger banks that closed down just randomly, just boom, there they go. They just kind of disappeared one day, right? So we've seen all this. We know that more of this is coming. In fact, we've heard from many people out there, as in experts in the field, that have been saying we're going to see a major contraction of banks. In other words, major consolidation. Now, what does that mean? It simply means a lot of banks are going to turn into dinosaurs. Goodbye. They're not going to be around much longer, okay? Well, as a result of this, people have been concerned. Okay, I get my benefits deposited into a bank account. Are they at risk? What if my bank fails? Well, that's a really good question. Here's the thing. I want to point this out really quickly. Generally, most banks are insured by something called FDIC insurance, which basically protects depositors up to $250,000 per deposit account, okay? So if you have less than $250,000 sitting in your bank account, you're mostly fine. If you're sitting with more than $250,000 sitting in your bank account, let's talk, because I'd be very curious to know what you did to amass that much cash sitting around. But if you do have more than that, you're not going to be protected above the $250,000 threshold. But anything below the $250,000, you're basically protected with FDIC, provided your bank is a member of FDIC, okay? Now, not every single bank is, but most are, okay? Not every single one, but most are. So if in the situation of a bank collapsing or going under or bankrupt or whatever you want to call it, if this were to happen, then here's what happens. Basically, the depositors are insured up to that deposit amount through FDIC, provided they have this insurance, okay? Now, again, not every single bank is, but I would say most reputable banks probably are insured FDIC because, they have the little plaque on their desk when you walk up to the teller. They usually have a little plaque there that says FDIC insured or member FDIC, whatever, something like that. So anyway, generally what this does, it just protects the depositors. So I've had some people reaching out saying, hey, I have a little bit of money saved away. Should I spend it? Should I cash it out? I would not recommend cashing it out. Why? Well, let's just be real. If you have a wad of cash sitting under your pillow or under your mattress, does it get a little tempting to maybe pull it out and spend a little bit? I would say probably. I don't want to speak for everybody, but I know for me personally, which by the way, no, I do not have cash under my mattress. You're probably just going to find a bunch of dust bunnies and lint under there. So don't go looking because you're not going to find anything cool. I promise you that. But anyway, if you had a bunch of cash laying around, would it be tempting to spend it? Yeah, probably. Is it possibly at risk of loss, as in you lose it, somebody takes it, something like that? Yeah, it definitely is. So I would not recommend cashing out in that event. If you're banking with a reputable bank, I would just say you're probably fine. If something were to happen to that, you're likely going to be compensated because of the insurance that they have, okay? It might take a little while, to be fair with you, but for the most part, you shouldn't really need to worry about. I certainly would not lose sleep over something like that, okay? I'm just saying that much, okay? Now, again, I don't want to speak for everybody. You got to do what's best for you and your situation, but I wouldn't be that concerned about it. So if your bank happens to go under here with this whole economic contraction and the major recession that we're looking at here, stuff like this, then I guess, you'll be on the list of people who will get reimbursed as in, through the insurance that they have, as in FDIC, okay? Now, again, doesn't guarantee at all that your bank is insured by them, but it most likely is because most are, not every single one. Now, really quick side note here, and then I'm going to wrap this up in just a minute here, which is, what about credit unions? What about them? Do they have insurance or do they have protection? They do. It's called NCUA. So it's basically the same thing as FDIC, but rather that's the insurance through credit unions. NCUA. Feel free to look it up as well. So basically same parameters as FDIC. So I kind of hope this helps, but I've had some people reaching out to me that are very, very concerned about their financial situation and, hey, are my checks still going to arrive in my bank account? Well, let me throw this out there really quickly. If your bank goes under, as in it turns into a dinosaur and disappears one day, and there's not much left of it, you know what I mean? If that's the case, will money still be deposited into a bank account? I would say probably not, because those accounts would probably be liquidated at that point. So I wouldn't really be concerned about it until something like that were to happen, but let's just keep an eye on this, okay? I would say this much. The banking sector is in major, major risk right now. Why? A whole variety of different things. Massive defaults with commercial buildings, with commercial real estate, stuff like this. Who's going to take the brunt of that? Well, banks are, okay? Banks are going to take the brunt of that. And a lot of that is coming due later on in 2024, 2025, stuff like that. So we'll continue to watch this, but I would say the banking sector for sure is at major risk right now. But let's not worry about it. Please do not lose sleep over this. But let me keep an eye on this. I will keep you posted with this over the coming months here and let you know further details on this. But yeah, it's certainly something we want to keep an eye on, but it's not something that I would say, oh my, let's cash out all of our accounts, let's grab the cash and take a run for the hills. I wouldn't say that yet. Yet is the key word here, okay? So anyway, of course, I'll keep you posted as I get more details on this, but I hope this answered the question from those of you here in the community reaching out, showing your concerns about your fixed income benefits, stuff like that. Oh, and by the way, if you have a Direct Express card, again, kind of same thing goes there. Benefits are deposited onto a Direct Express card. They're backed up and the funds are held in a bank, stuff like that. So same situation goes. All banks are game, right? They're all kind of at risk. So anyway, I'll keep you posted. But again, for those of you that have been reaching out, asking and, expressing your concerns about banks and your deposits and, what about your Social Security checks going in, stuff like that. I hope this answers it for you. Again, I know it turned into a little bit of an economic lesson, but at the same time, I wanted to give you a little bit of context behind what is happening here and what goes on in the event of some type of, liquidation or disappearance of a bank. You know what I mean? Seems a little bit weird, but it actually does happen. Banks are businesses just like everything else, and they are completely subject to bankruptcy and, insolvency, just like a lot of other businesses, as in you can't pay the bills, sorry, they're bankrupt, right? It happens to businesses all the time, and banks are no exception. Anyway, I hope this helps. Again, if I didn't hit point here, if I didn't follow through with the point that, the questions and concerns, let me know. I can always make another dedicated follow-up video to this. I hope this explains it, though. So leave your comments, your questions, feedback down below. Otherwise, subscribe down below. Share the video with your friends, family, social media. What else? Hit the like button down below. Stay tuned. There's a lot of things going on right now. It's going to be busy over the coming weeks here. The next couple months, I guarantee it's going to be very busy. Anyway, I'm here for you in any way that I possibly can be as your one and only daily advocate. Again, enjoy your day. Take care. Have a good one and catch you again later.